and welcome to Keep Pushing with SUJIT K. Reddy. I'm your host, SUJIT K. Reddy, and today I have with us, a good friend of mine, Anthony Liu. And Anthony and I met a few years ago now, and ever since then we've been connecting and collaborating on different things. Anthony's a great guy, and I'm going to let Anthony, when we get back, talk to you a little bit about his story, where he's been, where he is, and where he is going to be in the near future. So when we get back, we'll have that interview with Anthony. See you soon. And we are back. Welcome back, guys. So once again, we have Anthony Liu with us. So first thing I wanted to do is welcome you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So tell everyone a little bit about your story, how you came to be where you are, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, basically, September 30th, 2009, I was involved in a workplace accident. And to make a long story short, I was steering a non-functioning car off of a weigh-in scale at a scrapyard. And as I was exiting the weigh-in scale, the crane operator with the big magnet in the claws was not paying attention, dropped it on the car, crushed me inside, proceeded to pick me up to about 15 feet in the air, and someone said that I was still inside the car. He panicked and dropped me from 15 feet. That's pretty well when I woke up, and it was like a movie scene.
Yeah, wow. Wow, that's rough. But you know what? In spite of that happening, from as long as I've known you, you've been such an empowering person, and you've been so positive, and you do so much with your time. And so you inspire me, and that's why you're on the show. That's why I wanted to showcase you to the world. So tell us a little bit about, which interests me, your journey in terms of going from that moment where you've had the accident, you've been through recovery, and you've realized, okay, now this is how I choose to live my life. I choose not to wallow. I choose not to be down and depressed, which that does happen. Yeah. It happens to all of us, once in a blue moon. But you choose to be more positive. You choose to be active and out there doing what you do. So one of your things that I know that you do, and there will be pictures up about this, is you like to do, I guess it's called wheelchair cycling?
Hand cycling.
Hand cycling. There we go. See? Got that wrong. So tell us about hand cycling. What brought you to that active sport, and why you're so passionate about it, and where you want to take it?
Well, when the accident happened, I was working as an apprentice mechanic, and the reason I ended up there is because I pretty well partied too much in high school, and I lost my scholarship, and it's a very long story, but I was one of the best in Canada at running over hurdles for my age, and so things were going extremely well for me. I messed up along the way. I broke my back, and that's how I ended up in the wheelchair. So, I always say when I'm speaking to high school students, kids, whoever it is, like, if I had done what I needed to do at that particular time, I probably wouldn't be in this position right now. But, I wouldn't go back and change it because I've learned so much. It's given me a new respect for life. I've been extremely fortunate, to tell you the honest to God truth. I've had an amazing support system behind me, so that really helps on the day-to-day side with, like you said, things aren't always easy. I didn't get a lawsuit, so it's Ontario Disability and just trying to figure out how we can better ourselves. And this is the conversations that we have.
We have had a few of those, yes.
On a
long conversation.
Yes.
We can't cover here today, but
just the daily struggle to get up and better yourself, be better than you were yesterday. So it's one of those things where I didn't die that day. It could have went a lot different. I'm here. So I try to make the best of every day that I can. Right. When it comes to cycling, like I mentioned, I was a high-performance athlete before, and I feel that I sold myself short. So when I found out about the Paralympics and the degree of just sportsmanship and athleticism that these guys have, it's mind-boggling. So it was just like able-bodied sports. I got right back into it. I'm training 5 days a week, and fingers crossed, I'm a 2020 Paralympic hopeful for the sport of hand cycling.
Absolutely. So, guys, you got to follow this man on Instagram, on Facebook, all of it. Like, his training is unreal. Like, his sense of dedication and his training schedule is out of this world. So we'll get to his social media feeds at the end, but also too, I wanted to kind of get into beyond sport, just daily life stuff, like your family. How has that journey been in terms of them with you having the accident, having acquired this disability, and now them adjusting, and now their treatment of you?
It's interesting. I got family first tattooed on my back after the injury. My family, I'd like to say, was kind of going in different directions, like my whole family, when my injury happened, and it kind of just re-solidified everything. Like, we're an amazing unit,
Okay.
And when crisis comes, that's when, family comes together. And, I always tell the kids, don't put your friends before your family, because when times get tough, your family's got your back. And, like I said, I'm very fortunate. So going from my mother traveling between two houses, because I couldn't go home. My house wasn't accessible after my injury. So my mom was traveling from Pickering to Whitby to take care of me, and then going back home to take care of my younger sister, who was in grade 10, or I think it was grade 10 at the time. So very young, and to have this happen to her older brother, it does a lot.
Yeah,
so it doesn't just affect me, it affects everybody in the circle, my friends, my family. But like I said, I've been extremely fortunate to have the support that I do have.
Right, yeah. What was the question I wanted to ask you that I lost? I guess you and I are very similar in terms of that family thing. I mean, we've spoken about that before. I have a very loving family as well that helps and supports me. If there's anyone out there, because we have an international audience, if there's one kid out there that may not have the resources, that may not have the funding or whatever it may be, what can you tell that kid out there to kind of inspire and motivate them, to encourage them to start something? It doesn't have to be sport. It can be whatever it is. What would you, like, I know that you speak at high schools a lot and stuff too. So what is it that you would tell a child that's not necessarily here in Canada, but out there in the world?
For anyone, really, honestly and truly, I think that you got to dig deep. You find out what drives you, what your passion is. And when you figure that out, it kind of makes everything else a little bit simpler, because then you have something to wake up for and look forward to or towards every day, whether it's a goal or a school or a sport, whatever it may be. As long as you have that in the forefront of your mind, it's something to reach for. And as long as you're reaching, you're going forward, kind of thing. So when it comes to funding and stuff like that, it's really putting yourself out there. Funding is probably one of the hardest things to get, especially when you're an athlete. We always hear about broke athletes. It's not a very easy lifestyle at all, and the equipment is extremely expensive in my sport, so it's difficult. But again, putting yourself out there, surrounding yourself with people that you want to be like, reading, watching videos, inspirational speakers, motivational speakers, anything that you can do to really better yourself is what I would definitely recommend.
Cool, very cool. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please tell everybody where they can follow you, your social media, if they've got any campaigns for the Olympics or what you got going on, please.
So I'm currently training for the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics, so all of my social media is geared towards that. My name is Anthony Liu, and that's spelled L-U-E at the end for Liu. Facebook is Anthony Liu. Twitter and Instagram is AL Trek to Tokyo, so ALTREKTOTOKYO.
We'll put all of that up.
Yeah, so it's a
as
mouthful.
You're watching this, so.
But I'd love for the followers and the support, because it's going to be a long journey to 2020 and beyond. So thanks very much.
All right, thanks, man. And that's our show for today. We invite you to watch the other shows here at the Disability Channel, and also come back and watch my show next week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.